all the time, doesn't it? You take your puppy outside, you wait, they sniff around, they potter about, nothing happens, you get bored of waiting, you bring them back in, and within 3 minutes or even 30 seconds, they've done the whole lot on your kitchen floor. This is honestly one of the most common things I hear from Cockapoo owners in those first few weeks of having a new puppy. And it's a real frustration because you're doing all the right things, you're taking them out, you're waiting, and it's still not working. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly why this happens, what's going on in your puppy's body and brain, and what you can do to change it this week and start turning it around. In the early weeks of supporting a family with a brand new Cockapoo puppy, this is something I'm going to work through with all of them. There's always a moment when the penny drops and people realise their puppy's not being stubborn and they're not doing toilet training wrong. There is a specific reason why this happens, and once you understand it, the whole thing will get much easier. So let's get straight into it. Most people assume that if their puppy has an accident inside, they didn't need to go when they were outside, or they knew they were not supposed to go inside and did it anyway. And neither of those things is true. Puppies aren't being naughty and they're not testing you. The bladder isn't ready yet. At 8, 10, 12 weeks old, a Cockapoo puppy genuinely cannot hold their bladder for long. We're talking roughly 1 hour per month of age. So an 8-week-old puppy has about 2 hours of capacity at best, and that's when they're calm and resting. When they're excited, when they've just come back inside, when they see you, when the environment changes, the capacity to hold their bladder shrinks even further. The muscle that controls the bladder is still developing, and it's not under their control in the way that it will be later. So when your puppy comes back inside and immediately wheezes on the floor, they're not choosing to do that, their body just did it. Why outside doesn't always work. The other big thing that's happening is outside is really interesting. Really interesting. There are smells, sounds, movement, and your puppy's brain is busy taking in all of that information, and the signal from their bladder just gets missed. They genuinely did need to go. They were outside for 5 minutes, but their brain was somewhere else. And by the time they came back in and calmed down, that's when the signal to go to the toilet finally got through to their brain. This is really true for Cockapoos because they're bright and curious and easily overstimulated by things in the environment. The outside world is a lot for them at this age. What to actually do outside. So here's a shift you need. Instead of just taking your puppy outside and waiting for something to happen, you want to make the toilet trip as calm and focused as possible. This means going to the same spot every time. The familiarity of the smell will help trigger the response. Keep everything quiet, no play, no fuss, minimal interaction. Stand there, be boring, and wait. Give that waiting much longer than you think you need to. At least 5 minutes, but often more. A lot of families I see give it 2 minutes and come back in, and the puppy hasn't had long enough to switch their brain off from all that environmental stimulation and settle into going to the toilet. The moment they go to the toilet, offer calm, quiet praise, not a big celebration that pushes them back into excitement. Just a nice, quiet, good girl, good boy, that's enough. When to go out, the moments that matter most. Timing is everything with toilet training. Most people are going out too randomly or missing the key moments that their puppy needs to go entirely. Your puppy will need to go immediately after waking up, within about 10 minutes of eating, after any burst of play or excitement, and after a big change in the environment, like coming back inside from outside, finishing a training session, or a visitor coming over. If you can catch those moments and get them outside within a minute or two, you will start intercepting a large proportion of accidents that you're having inside the house. Don't wait for them to signal that they need to go. Get ahead of it and you'll be winning. What slows toilet training down? There are a few things that I see people doing regularly that make toilet training harder than it should be. Reacting to accidents with any kind of fuss, even saying no or making a sound, can create more anxiety around toileting in your puppy, which makes the whole thing less predictable, not more predictable. Just clean it up quietly and move on. Letting them roam freely in the house before they're reliable. If you can't see your puppy, you won't catch the moments. So use a puppy pen or keep them in the same room as you in those early weeks. This will make a huge difference. And don't expect it all to click at once. Toilet training isn't a switch that just flips on. It is a gradual accumulation of successful toilet training trips outside until the habit and the muscle control start to come together. It will take weeks, not days, and that's completely normal. Your plan for this week. Here's what I'd love you to focus on this week. Pick your toilet spot outside and use the same spot every single time. Take your puppy out after every sleep, meal and play session. Stay out for 5 minutes minimum. Be quiet and low-key while you're waiting. Praise them calmly, not with excitement when they go. And if there's an accident inside, clean it up without any fuss. That's it, that's your plan. It's not complicated, but you do need to be consistent. By the end of this week, you should start to see more successes outside and fewer accidents inside, not because your puppy has learned, but because you are putting them in the right place at the right time. So let's bring all of this together. Your puppy is peeing inside after going outside because their bladder is still developing, because outside is too stimulating for their brain to register that they need to go, and because the timing and duration of your toilet trips might not be quite hitting the mark yet. It's not your fault and none of it is your puppy being difficult. It's just where they are developmentally. With those small, few adjustments, it will get better. Same spot, quiet and boring, long enough, and the right moments. If you're finding that toilet training feels like a bigger battle than it should be, there's lots of accidents, you can't see a pattern, and there's real frustration on both sides with you and the puppy, I've put together a free toilet training guide specifically for Cockapoos that walks you through the whole process step by step. The link is in the description below. And if you'd like to work through what's happening with your specific puppy, I do offer one-to-one sessions where we can look at what's going on and I'll put a plan together that fits your family and your home. That link is in the description too. If this video helped, please subscribe and offer it to other Cockapoo families when they need it. I'll see you in the next video.